And I almost forgot to turn my microphone on again. Hey, hey there everybody, Sorry here, and welcome to, I think this is my first summoning stream since the last Choose Your Legends, so it's been a little while. I don't do these too often, it's not part of the game that I'm most fond of, but every now and then it's fun to just build up a bank of orbs and go in on it. And CYL this year it's a lot of fun, I think. I really do like what they've done with this set of heroes. And I think one of the things that I haven't really seen pointed out much is that they didn't really do too much power creeping in terms of how many effects they put in each of these weapons. You do have the new terrain effects, especially for, let's say, Corrin, but overall they've kept these pretty in line with the other heroes we've gotten recently, and I do appreciate that. With that said, I am looking forward to trying out some of the new nonsense that all of these characters enable. Soren and Robin look like they're going to be excellent supports, and Corrin and Gullveig are looking like they're going to be merch projects for me. So going into this, I'm going to start by pulling full circles. What I'm hoping to do is end up with a spare Robin and a spare Soren to use for inheritance. Specifically Soren. I really would like to get flair for some of my other infantry mages. And Robin's B slot honestly looks like it could be very, very interesting for some characters. I actually thought about using it for Brave Dimitri earlier. With the right setup, you can actually get him to have 50% percentage DR, along with an instant retaliation ether and 15 true damage per swing. Which sounds like it could be pretty ridiculous. I think, though, that I was trying to figure out what some of the best users of Gambit 4 would be. And I think the two best ones right now are actually the Summer Chezes, who have a multi-hit weapon, so you get double value out of that true damage per swing. They don't have slaying, so you can push that up to 15 if you give them ether. And they also have true damage built into their weapons that scales off of speed. So just as with a basic summer female Chez, you can get, I think it's somewhere around 28 true damage per swing. And that feels like it could get pretty ridiculous, especially when she's also packing 50% DR if you survive the first two hits to actually take a swing back at her. I was honestly really surprised, and pleasantly surprised, to see that that skill isn't infantry locked, because it opens up so many options for a lot of movement types that don't have many good tanking options in their B slots. Another character I'm considering it for would be Ashnard, but that's not for a while. I'm probably not going to be throwing any skills at Ashnard until after he gets his refine. Which isn't too far away. I think it's coming up next year at some point, but it's still far enough out that I'm not going to be throwing things at him just yet. Well, unless we see a Gullveig here... There we go. Looks like we're not going to get lucky early. Oh, well, I guess we have a Pity Breaker to start things off. Farina's one of those really awkward ones where I would have loved to get her as a Pity Breaker back when I was using Ashnard extensively, because I would really liked to give him this attack def rain. Now, well, I think I've gotten it from the Hall of Forms, and I've also gotten pity broken by her a few times, so she's not someone I'm particularly thrilled to see. Well, I'm hoping so too, Nat. I'm hoping just sort of as a floor level to be a little bit luckier than I got last year with CYL 6, and only ended up with +2 on my merge projects in that CYL. And that was after 4 sparks worth of summons, so it was a bit unfortunate. Hoping things go a little better here, but we'll see. How far in did you get already, Nat? Have you sparked at all, or is it just with the tickets that you've summoned? Hmm. Come on, Soren. I feel like Soren and Robin might just avoid me because they're going to say, well, you're only summoning us to feed us to other units. We don't want to show up. Ooh, nice one, Monty. That's fair, Nat. Honestly, I'm not planning to go for a +10 on this banner at all. I'd rather just wait for the Hero Fest during Golden Week next April. But I would still like to get a few merges for people. Ideally. Oh, and I apparently had an incorrect counter down there for the 4-star special. Haven't seen any of those yet. Oof. And she didn't show up, huh? that, that can be how the game goes. And the bright side is this banner is around for a while, and there are multiple sparks, so if there is someone you want, you should be able to get them before the banner goes away. Nope. No focuses so far. 20 pulls in. Well, we've still got plenty of orbs. I'm hoping, if I'm lucky and end up getting a Soren and Robin as normal pulls instead of being sparked, I'm hoping to go up to 3 sparks at the most. But 4 sparks is something that I'm willing to commit to if things don't go my way. Oh look! It's everyone's favorite armored unit. The previous terror of the meta. This guy's... he was around at the top of, like, every competitive mode for so many years, and I haven't seen him at all now in a very long time. Oh, and that would be our first 4-star special. Oh, a CYL ult. You know, I think stranger things have happened. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets one at some point. I've been kind of spoiled with alts for favorites over the last year. I think somewhere starting around, well, I guess it was Halloween last year with Corrin getting an ult, and then Zelgia's getting an ult in winter. And this year we've gotten Legendary Gwyn, there was Legendary Shez, Summer Shez. It's just been... I've been very targeted, it feels like, by AS's development crew over the last year. And then this last Hero Fest, right before CYL, was... It felt like it was designed specifically with me in mind, with Winter Black Knight, Legendary... shoot. Legendary Byleth, and... Wait, who was the last one? Oh right, Alir. And then, of course, the rearmed Grima, just for fodder options. Nope, nothing yet. Oof, looks like we might just be heading straight to 4%. It's the ups and downs. Hector honestly impressed me with just how long he stuck around in the meta. He was... I mean, even with units being introduced regularly who felt like they were designed specifically to break him, he just would not go away. Oh, Lapis. I think this is the third Lapis I've seen so far. I'm not going crazy for her the way that one person did with... what was that, a +10 Lapis on the first day that she was available? And that was in the general summoning pool only, she wasn't even on the focus. Just, the commitment impresses me, but I'm also a little bit worried about that person. Nope, no Gullveig. Eh. Kind of unfortunate luck so far on this first spark. Oh. Okay, Celica I don't mind getting, but it's very funny to see her here because I just finished getting pity broken by her twice in a row on the Hero Fest. When she's not a focus, of course. So that is pity break number 2. I don't mind getting her, honestly. She is... Oh, not able. She is on my merge project list. And Infantry Null Follow-Up is just a fantastic skill to have available. But it is a little weird to see her show up this much. Oh, okay, and another pity breaker. Well, you know what? I can't complain. It's two pity breakers in the same circle, and now the focus charge is active, so I can't be pity broken the next time I get a 5-star. Also, hey Evie, welcome to the stream. So I wonder who we're gonna get. We have to be getting one of the focus units. It literally can't be any other option, so... As much as I would like to get Corrin or Gullveig, I wouldn't mind getting the others because what I'm planning to do is, after I get a spare Robin or Soren, I'll just filter that color out of the orbs, crystals, whatever they are, that I'm planning to pull. And we'll sort of whittle it down from pulling full circles from there. Hey there, Mangs, and thank you. Nope. Same, Evie. That would be nice. Especially after getting to the Spark without seeing a single focus unit. Alright, first Spark is going to go to Corrin. I've been waiting for Corrin to make it into CYL for a few years now, honestly. She's sort of always gotten at least 1 or 2 votes out of me during the voting session, and it's really great to actually see her make it in, and be what looks like an absolutely incredible unit, too. I'm not exactly short on armored units being built, but I don't mind building another one in this case. It's going to be really great to have her on the team. Alright, on to the next spark, and hopefully we see something a little bit better luck-wise along the way than 3 pity breaks. I think CYL for next CYL might be a bit of a stretch. Something tells me it's going to be very heavily slanted towards engage. But I think where we'd probably see an alt for her would be in one of the seasonal banners somewhere. In a way, I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen CYL as a as a Valentine's unit. Ah, Kajal. I've actually seen her quite a few times as a 4-star special. I'm not planning to build her. She's not someone I'm particularly interested or invested in. But it's been interesting to just see that the number of manuals of her climbing over time. I think... Oh, hey, there's Gullveig. Nice. Excellent, so we got our first focus unit. Let's see. Minus attack, but plus speed is pretty good. It's not a super asset, but plus speed is really good for her, so glad to see that. Excellent. For Eevee, I think that the fact that we haven't seen an Omega Yato Corrin of any sort yet, I've found really suspicious, and I'm starting to think that whenever we end up seeing it, it's going to be for an Ascended Corrin variant. We haven't gotten an Ascended Corrin yet, so it would make sense if we see it there. And it would also give them an excuse to give us 2 different Ascended Corrins with an Omega Yato so that people don't complain about being left out on whichever side of the gender they favor. Oh, hey, that is a really nice pity breaker. Like, if I have to get pity broken, there are worse things to be pity broken by than a Vital Aster fodder. Oh, and I forgot to notch up a Gullveig. And I'll count the Corrin Spark in there as well. Yeah, honestly, Monty, it makes sense for rearmed units. And I think they've figured that out. It took them a little bit. I think Ophelia was the last one we got that didn't have a perf skill to go with it. But all of the rearmed units since then have had one to sort of play with, and help them stand out from everybody else who inherits that weapon. With that said, I am really looking forward to seeing Ganglot rerun at some point, because I have my own Ganglot pretty stacked with good fodder options for melee, speedy specialists, and it would be nice to be able to duplicate that a few more times. Alright, so far 55 pulls in. Let's see if we get another Gullveig, but if not, that is 1 focus unit and 4 pity breakers so far. little bit awkward, but yeah, it's okay. We've still got plenty of summons left, and hopefully things start turning around. It would be nice to at least see the Pity Breaker to Focus ratio go to 50-50 by the end of this. But we'll see. Nope, no Soren there. Just another Camilla. I'm hoping that eventually they do something about the 3 to 4 star pool to make it a little less of a bleh feeling to see anybody from that category. I don't know if they would sort of remove, like, say, books 1 and 2 units from the pool and put them into their own separate summoning area. Oh, another Gullveig. Nice. Well, she's showing up. That's great. I did actually throw, I think it was 2 votes to Gullveig near the end of CYL once I saw that she was a contender for the top 4. Mostly because I was just throwing extra votes at people because I wasn't too concerned about who won CYL this year. Oh, wow! And Robin. Nice! Okay, here we go. Now we're getting some good luck. Minus speed plus res. I wonder which Robin I'm going to end up foddering. But yeah, I did throw a couple of votes at Gullveig, like I said, in part because I was just thinking, hey, it would be funny if she made it in. And she did end up winning the entire thing by a pretty sizable lead. But also because I do like her design. Honestly, I think she's got a really cool design with the sort of Golden Gorgon type thing. And one of the things I genuinely appreciate about the Brave version of Gullveig is that they didn't go overboard with the fan service the way they did in her base version. And I think she looks a lot better as a result. Honestly, Monty, I'm not sure we'll see Robin get really power crept in a while. I think he might get outclassed as a combat unit over time. But I don't think his support utility is going to be something we see power creep of for a very long time. This was a pretty good circle, got Robin and a 4-star special in the same go, and that was right after we got another Gullveig. That's good stuff. Okay, second spark is treating me very well. Let's keep this up. So, let me see. I'm thinking that I'm just going to stop pulling reds going forward. I did get my spare Robin, and I am planning to spark another one at the end of this, so we'll probably just take out all of the reds from the orbs I'm pulling, and just pull the other 3 colors instead. I'm not honestly too sure yet, Nat. I think 3 houses is very likely to sweep, but I'll probably still be throwing some votes at some of the characters that I've just been throwing votes at forever. Zelkius, Sephirin, Azura. And those 3 are probably going to get at least 3 to 5 of my votes. Yeah, I think, like, for me, base Gullveig's design is just, it's a little bit too much on the fan service. Like, it's not even just, like, an oversized chest or anything. The poses and everything, it's all very blatant about it. And personally, I feel like that takes away from the appeal of a character. You can have sexy characters without overdoing it. And personally, I find that to be more appealing. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, I say there we go. 2 reds again. So ever since I got Robin, we've been seeing multiple reds on every circle. It's wonderful. I will say, though, that even with the sort of fan service direction for her design, there was still enough cool stuff going on there that I was really excited to see her win CYL. And like I said, it's something that I'm really grateful to see that they didn't go overboard with the fan service for the Brave version. Oh, here we go. 4 of them. And all colorless blue. Come on, Corrin, I haven't seen you yet. Yep. I'm hoping I do see at least one Corrin along the way here. Would be nice. Lake Erin's great. I don't even think she's really in the evil category. She's more of a... I really want to protect my sister. I'm aware that my dad is an evil git. But I'm just trying to do my best and make sure my sister's okay. Oh, hey, and Gullveig number 3. She's showing up a lot, which I am not complaining about. She is one of the 2 merge projects I have out of the CYL. You know what? I'll put 3 orbs into potentially another Robin here. Why not? I think this is the only time I'll pull red, is if it's a 3 orb pull, and I've already gotten a 5-star in the circle. Oh, wow. Wait a minute, what? Okay. You know what? I will take this. That is an excellent circle. This one's plus def, which I guess could feed into his Ignis's. Minus attack hurts, though. That was a great circle, though. Wow. Alright, onwards. Let's see. We'll go this way. Alright, so we have now gotten beyond a 50-50 positive ratio in favor of focus units, which is good. Yeah, honestly, thank you for that, Evie. That's great. We did end up getting 2 in 1. And that means I actually have a couple of gambits to play with, which could be very cool. Yeah, Jade felt like... Jade was a cool character, and I think one of my... my personal quibbles with Engage is that they throw a lot of characters at you that potentially are all really interesting and cool, but it's hard to actually use them while trying to keep sort of the main characters of the story in use. Like, if you want to use people like... Oh! Hi, Marianne! Well, I was just thinking that I am really short on attack speed Unity fodder. I'm so sorry, Marianne. Alright, we'll throw 3 orbs at red again. Yeah, I actually ran out of attack speed Unity fodder though, so it is good to see her. I do still have 1 Marianne in my barracks as an available unit to use. Just in case her potentially refine next month, is something I'd like to try out. This, though, I think is just going to go directly into the manual territory. I'll check. That one is plus speed minus stuff. I'll have to check and see what my current Marianne has. Alright, next one is Gullveig. Oh, and that was a pity break, so here we go. We've got a Gullveig and pity break number 5. So this is probably going to be a +2 Gullveig. I don't know if I'm going to merge every copy of her, because I would really like to duplicate Flared Sparrow at some point. I don't have any rearmed heroes that can duplicate it yet, but I would like to. At some point. But I think if I end up having a potential +4 Gullveig, I'll just put her up to +4. The extra attack and speed she'll get from that merge will be nice, and again, she's a merge project, and I will end up getting more of her eventually. That's fair, Nat. And one of the nice things about Fire Emblem is that you can approach it in so many different ways depending on which characters you decide to use. I honestly probably could have benched some of them, like Diamant and Vigato, and definitely Tamara too. But it felt good to be using them. Ah, go away, red. Throw me more greens. I haven't seen Soren yet either. I was wondering who that profile was for a moment. I do have Fate Pass, so every couple of weeks... Well, I say every couple of weeks. Every now and then, I'll be surprised by a new silhouette that I just don't recognize because I haven't seen the art showing up. There we go. So much red. Yeah, Diamant's speed cap hurts. It really, really hurts the further you get into the game. And I haven't even tried it on Maddening, so I imagine he stops being useful very, very quickly in that level of difficulty. Yep, actually, I love that you mentioned Fates, Nat, because Fates, or Engage rather, had a lot of features that reminded me of Fates. Mostly in a good way, but a few of them, like the fact that every royal came with 2 retainers, felt like things that didn't necessarily need to be there. Oh, hey! There's our first Corrin. Awesome. Welcome to the party, Corrin. Let's see, did we get... Oh, it's another neutral Corrin. Fair enough. Let's see if we get another double. Probably not. We're at 3.5, and honestly, it's pretty lucky that I haven't gone up to anything past 4% yet. Overall, it's been a pretty lucky session. I can't complain. Oh wow. Maybe I just got lucky with my Fagotto then, Monty, because mine ended up being an absolute workhorse. He was so good. Do we get another Robin? Nope. No Robin this time. Hey! Green exists! Wow, I'm trying to think, but I don't think we've seen green at all in like the last 5 circles. Oh, and there is Pity Breaker number 6. Whoops, hold on. It's not right. There we go. I say Pity Breaker. Is it really a Pity Breaker if I got a 5-star in the last circle, and we don't have any pity to break? Oh, hello. I guess we are getting a 4-star special there. Honestly, one of the better ones, too. Do Ephraim. I might end up merging this guy at some point. For a long time, I would just use this guy as heavy blade fodder. I'm not sure I'll keep doing that. I think I've still got a few of him in the bank, and yeah, I think I might be better off just turning him into a unit at some point. We'll see. Yeah. It's actually going to be very interesting to see Kath as a Forma unit. I'm not sure if she'll be worth it, but yeah. Alright, so we have the focus charge charged up again. Let's see what we get. We get 3 reds, of course. Here's hoping we get multiple 5-stars in one circle whenever we find one. Honestly, a fully charged focus is always where you sort of hope for that, because then you know you're going to get the ones you're looking for. Yeah, yeah, oh hey, we're actually going to be pulling a full circle without red for the first time, I think, this entire summoning session. I think all of the other circles have had red. But yeah, I am curious to see what we get for an eventual rearmed dagger. I'm surprised we haven't seen one yet. It's a pretty common weapon type, so it's been odd to see multiples of swords and lances before we see a dagger at all. Swords, lances, bows, I think, are the ones that we have 2 of so far. Come on, Soren. Soren, Soren. Yeah, blue and green tomes are also missing. Very suspiciously missing. Oh, hey, Soren! Speaking of Soren, ask and ye shall receive. Hey, Soren. Oh, and he's plus res, too? Ooh, perfect. Well, I know which Soren I'm keeping. Welcome to the party, Soren. Glad to have you on board. And now we are probably just going to narrow it down to blue and colorless, and we get a full circle of exactly that. Perfect. I love it. But yeah, green and blue tomes would be really nice to see rearmed versions of. I know that I would love to see another option for my Oliver. He's been on the bench for a while, but a rearmed tome would probably be enough to get me to pull him off the bench again. I do think he's got a fantastic stat line for using Flare, so there is that. Oh, I didn't put... Oh, hold on. I didn't put Soren on my list. Which means, actually, I might only be going for the third spark here. We might be stopping in another, what, 5 pulls after this one? Since I'll be able to spark Soren. Hey there, Shadow, welcome to the stream. We'll see. It will be tempting to keep going for that spark anyway. A third Robin would be very nice to have, so I'd have 2 Gambits to play with. Oh, and not Silger, it's Ilger. Silger is her weapon. Three reds, of course. Corrin? Nope. Would be really nice to see one more Corrin here. But we'll see. 3 blues, so no Corrins here. Maybe another Gullveig? Plus 4 Gullveig? Nope, not this one. Hmm. 3.5% is probably going to bait me, isn't it? I'm just thinking about it and thinking there is another spark at the end of the next set of 40. Hmm. And I do have enough orbs to do it. And that is Soren number 2. Yeah, Adult Tiki. It did feel really bad to see Adult Tiki get a Brave ult last year, and then they stick her in the Young Tiki outfit, power creep her with Young Tiki and, like, Ascended Young Tiki about 2 months later, and then the Harmonic Tiki shows up this year, who is also borrowing that Perf B slot. It was a bit tragic for Tiki overall. I won't lie. So let's see. Do I want to test my luck on 3.5% going into the last 40 pulls? I would be pulling blue colorless, so there's a pretty good chance we get another Gullveig or Corrin or both along the way. And I wouldn't mind another Gambit or finish fodder out of Robin. Let's go for it. Accidental plus 10s. I've got a couple of them, actually. Julia and Roy stick out to me the most, the legendary Julia and legendary Roy, because I never actually wanted to pull for them, and they just kept showing up constantly. until I got them at plus 10. And I was like, well, I guess I have them at plus 10 now, and yay! Rory especially was one that I really didn't want to see at plus 10 because I think I got 5 or 6 of him when I was trying to pull Altina when they were color sharing. And that hurt. It really did. It was just tragic. I was like, oh, come on. I don't think I have too many, like, actually accidental plus 10s, though. I think those are the two that stick out the most. I have a few. I'm trying to remember which others I have. But I think those two are the ones that I remember most because I just had no interest in merging them, and I'm about to have, or about to have them at plus 10 now. I will say I'm planning to pick up a Ray Forma this month. I do have him at plus 10, and getting him a full set of skills that are relevant would be really useful for him. I hope Gatekeeper gets a very cool refine, Monty. I'm really hoping he gets a good refine because he was kind of in an awkward spot even. Oh, hey! You know, if it has to be a pity breaker, Rhea is a great pity breaker. I do not have Snarl in my barracks yet, and she's probably going to end up being Snarl fodder. Sorry, Rhea. Or Scowl fodder, not Snarl. Now, with that said, I'll have to figure out who to give it to, but I am glad to have her in the barracks. Oh, and that is Pity Breaker number 7. Wow, 7. Yikes. Feels bad until I look over at the roster of 5 stars that I've pulled and remember, hey, we've also gotten 7 5 stars, or 7 focus units, so it's an even 50-50 split. Marth, honestly, I think Marth's in a decent spot to just get a solid refine and not anything spectacular, and he'll be in a very good spot overall. I think that even now he can still function really well. So he's going to... It'll be interesting to see what they do with him to make him stand out from other God Swords, because he is in that speedy God Sword category. And he's not going to be able to, say, take advantage of something like Gambit from Robin to go for a different style of God Swording. So we'll see. Erica's another one that I'm interested in. I haven't seen Erica much at all in a long time, mostly because I think people just use Brave Crom instead if they use if they want a go-to delete button on a cavalry lance. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for her. Yeah, Gatekeeper and Erica are the two that I'm looking forward to most out of this batch. Marth is one that I'm interested in too, because I did pick up a form of Marth. Wow, really? One colorless and no blue. I think that's the first time I've pulled a single pull on a circle, though, tonight, so... all things considered, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, come on, Corrin. I'd like to get you to +2 here. Nope, no Gullveig. Alright, and the last one is... Corrin? Nope, another Tanya. We've been seeing a lot of her here in this summoning session. Alright, after this one, 20 pulls to go. We should see somebody before the end of this. I'm hoping it's a focus, or two. A plus 2 or 3 Corrin and a plus 4 Gullveig would be great, honestly. It would be that would be a nice summoning session at that point. I would really like it. After Pokemon Coliseum, I'm not too sure yet, Monty. Kind of under consideration. And I'll start thinking about it more seriously as we get closer to the end of it. I'm not sure if I'll stick to retro stuff for the next one, or if I'll jump back into a more modern title. I know I've mentioned a couple of times that there's a PC game called Total War Warhammer 3 that I would really love to stream a session of at some point. It's a really cool strategy game. Oh hey, Gullveig. So that is going to be plus 4 for her. Excellent. But yeah, so Warhammer's an option that I've been considering for a while, and it would be a neat one. It's kind of a mix of real-time strategy and sort of civilization style. Civilization style empire building. And it's a really cool blend. There's a lot going on in it, and it's just a lot of fun to play. What faction in Warhammer? Um, Honestly, it's a good question. If I'm going to start a campaign of it streaming, it would be after the next patch, and I'm really sort of coin-tossing between Cathay and Tzeentch. And which surprised me because I was pretty sure it was going to be Cathay 100%, but the Changeling looks like he's going to be so much fun. Yeah. Other than that, we're still in a kind of interesting point with a lot of the Nintendo titles I'm looking forward to being pretty far out still. And we're just in limbo and not really having a release date. Metroid Prime 4 is a great example of that. I have no idea when it's going to release, but I've been looking forward to that for a long time. And speaking of that, something I am planning on doing whenever we do get a better idea of when it's coming out is just going back through the trilogy of 1, 2, and 3 and playing through those just to sort of lead up towards that. Oh, okay, so Skaven are, for me, I love playing as them because their faction units and mechanics are very cool, but they're also the most horrible, like, lore-wise. They're just terrible. So it's one of those, I love playing as them because you get nukes and you get artillery that's just obscene, but also, they're terrible rat people. Hey there, Umbreon, welcome to the stream. Alright, so honestly, overall, this has been a really nice... I was just saying this was a really nice summoning session, and then Corrin shows up to make it even better. Perfect. So that'll be a +2 Corrin and +4 Gullveig by the end of this. The other thing I was going to say is I'm really hoping I see a 5-star at some point in the next 10 pulls so that I don't get super baited into going past this last spark. Assuming I don't see anybody else by then, we'll still be at 3.5, but I think I'm going to leave it there and be pretty happy with what I've gotten. This has been a really great session, though. So much better than last year. Last year, when I think I was... I'm trying to remember if I was just sniping for Byleth and Tiki from the start, or if I started after somewhere around the second spark. But either way, ended up with +2 on both of them, and that was it, and was a little bit tragic. So it's really great to have a +4 on Gullveig, +2 on Corrin, and spares of both Soren and Robin for fodder. It's good stuff. Maybe we get Gullveig number 6. Or a happy for another pity break. Okay, no. This is almost as bad. If I do end up getting another pity breaker before the end of this, we're going to have a full focus charge, and that is just the biggest bait territory. Well, 5 more pulls. Let's see what we get. Oh, I might just pull this green, honestly. 3 orbs to finish it off, and I wouldn't say no to a third Soren. Alright. 1 more shot at Corrin, 1 more shot at Gullveig, and 1 shot at Soren. Let's see what we get. Probably nothing. We've gotten very lucky, I can't complain. Gullveig? Nope. Est, you are not Gullveig. Sorry. You're not Gullveig. Why are you showing up twice in the same circle? And Arthur is not a Soren, but that's okay. You know what? That's fine. It's fine if we don't finish with a 5-star on this last circle, because it means I don't have a full focus charge, so I'm not going to be baited into pulling further on this banner. And honestly, we came out of this with a lot of good stuff. This is Robin number 3. Okay, so after we get this, I'm going to clean up the barracks a bit and make sure that I actually got this tally right. I'm pretty sure I have. Pity breaks at 8 is definitely correct. I want to make sure that it is 5 of the 4-star specials, and that I got everything else right. So, let's start manualing people. Honestly though, yeah, I am really happy with the summoning session. Went a lot better than some of my recent sessions have gone, so yeah, very, very glad for that. Some of my summoning sessions this year have just been tragic. Really, really tragic. So, glad this one ended up going well. Yet, the Divine Veins, I wish they'd just called them Dragon Veins, honestly. Would have been nice. But I think they're going to be a really cool mechanic overall. I do think that playing against them if you don't have access to any of your own is going to be potentially frustrating. Because the way they're designed is that any dragon effect that or Dragon Vein effect that you have will cancel out Vein effects that your opponent's team is placing down. So it's kind of like a territory war that can go back and forth if you have your own. If you don't have your own, then you can't interact with that at all, and you just have to try and deal with it, which could be really hard to do. I know I've already seen some clips of people covering the entire map with Corrin's Dragon Vein effect in a single turn, and yeah, it does seem like it could get very, very silly. What I'm curious to see is if we see some of these Divine Vein effects show up in the refines for CYL next month, which is something I could definitely see happening, especially for somebody like Gatekeeper, whose entire thing is about holding a point. Giving him a Divine Vein effect would be very cool. Also expecting to see them show up very quickly on Mythics. I don't think we're getting a Mythic this month, but I would be surprised if we don't start seeing them on Mythics in the next few months. Okay, I think that's all of them. Oh, here. Let's see. Let me just double check. Oh, wait, no, we've got a stray est in there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is... Honestly, that is a really nice haul overall. We got some good stuff here. So let's see. This was a pity break. This was a 4-star special. Pity break, 4-star special. The quality of pity breaks improved dramatically after this Farina. Got an Ascended Celica, Ascended Tiki, Ascended Merida. You were a 4-star special. The Marianne, another 4-star special. Yeah, I think Morgan and Farina were the only real duds this entire summoning session. Other than that, it was all really good stuff. Oh, and Happy. Honestly, Happy has pity broken me an unbelievable number of times. It's very strange. I don't quite know why. So let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 4-star specials, 8 pity breaks, and a grand total of 13 focus units. 4 of those 13 were sparks, so we ended up with a 9-to-8 ratio of focus to non-focus, so pretty close to 50-50. Yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this summoning session. Going to have a +2 Corrin, +4 Gullveig, fodder of Flare, which is what we are about to go do. Hang on. Let me just... Okay. What I do like to go and screenshot these and post them on Discord, so give me just a moment while I do that. Just going to clean this up. So, we've got... Oh, I might not actually be able to fit all of this in a single screenshot. Hang on. This one gives me more. Wait, why does... come on. Move to reserves. Another rando. Go. There we go. Okay, so we've got... Here. Screenshot number 1. Oh, sorry, Gullveig. Please stop. Okay. It's a lot easier to do this on the phone than in BlueStacks. Come on. Okay. I will just edit these and get a better picture overall. Okay, and now that that's done, let's start turning people into manuals. Oh wait, this is where I was doing it, that's right. I am really being silly, aren't I? Okay, I can actually get a screenshot with basically everything in it, just right here. Except for the one Farina, who basically doesn't count anyway. Okay, so Farina, you are getting booked. Hector, you are also getting booked. Silica, you 2. Tiki, you 4, I guess. Gel. Da-da-da-doom. Marita, you 2. Ronan, off you go. Oh, right, I did want to double-check Marianne before I book her. I need to double-check my current Morgan and make sure mine isn't plus attack, too. Plus speed happy, though, that is just getting booked. No questions. So that's minus HP plus res. This is the one I keep, so the other 2 Sorens are going to get booked. Where was the other Soren? Oh, that's right, there was only one other Soren. It was Robin that I got multiples of. The minus speed plus res Robin is going to be booked. And the minus attack plus defense Robin is also going to be booked. Okay, let's clean this up. Yeah, honestly, Athos... Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a little bit there. But Athos is going to be a very interesting mythic whenever he comes out. And Nurgle, too. Those are 2 that I'm a little surprised we haven't gotten yet. But I imagine they're going to be very strong when they come out at this point. Oh, minus attack on that Corrin. No thank you. I guess we will just have a neutral Corrin for now. That's fine. We'll have a neutral Corrin, and I'm pretty sure I have a plus speed Gullveig, but no plus attack ones. So the plus speed Gullveig is the one I will keep. All the others will be booked and merged. Just to clean up this barracks as much as I can. I think that's just about everything. Yeah, so we've got Corrin, the Gullveig that we're keeping, we've got Marianne that I want to check, Morgan that I want to check, Soren that we're keeping, Rhea that we're keeping for an indefinite amount of time, and Robin that we're keeping. Good. Everything cleaned up. Now, we're going to start doing some inheritance and dragonflower usage. So let's start with the dragonflower shower. And the very first person who's going to be getting dragonflowers today is... Oh, hang on. Let me go over here because this part's always fun for me when I go to the dragonflowers every year and use them. Here, I've got everybody I want to use them on sorted with this. Almost. Hold on. There are 2 more people who are going to be getting dragonflowers here, and those are Corrin and Gullveig. There we go. Okay, so if we go up to the top here, and I don't even have to sort by this because all I have to do for this first one is sort by obtained, and she is the very first unit on my roster. Honestly, putting dragonflowers into Azura is just a sort of passion project and kind of going back to day 1 of Faye when she was my first 2 5-star in one circle occurrence, and I got 2 Azuras as off-focus units in the same circle. That was basically where my account started, so yeah. Also, really do like Azura, so I don't mind keeping her up to date with dragonflowers. And now she is up to 30 of them. Okay, beyond that, we're just going to sort by weapon type, get flowers in here, and start giving everybody dragonflowers. We'll go through, yeah, I'm just going to go by weapon type. Fallen Ike. I am looking forward to seeing what Fallen Ike gets for Refine. I don't think he's at the top of the Godsword meta, but I do think he's still in a pretty solid spot, and should be very, very good going forward. Allier, I actually managed to get up to +9 thanks to the Hero Fest. I'm still thinking about going back for the final merge before it goes away by the end of the month, but we'll see. CYL did just drain out my orb stash, and it's going to be a little bit before it recovers properly. Zelkius is getting dragonflowers because, of course. He's still one of my favorite Fire Emblem villains, and I still don't even know if I'd technically class him as a villain. He definitely is in the first Tellius game, but in the second one, not so much. Summer Edelgard is an Edelgard, and I do like Edelgard. She's also one of the units that I use very, very frequently. Legendary Eliwood getting dragonflowers is mostly just a luxury because I don't have many cavalry units that I throw dragonflowers at, and I do actually really like keeping him topped up on them because I find he's a fantastic user of even pulse tie, and every hit point matters when you're going to use that. But what it also does is it helps him to transition over to soaking, let's see, soaking Bright Shrines. If you give him double life and death, suddenly his attack and speed stats are very, very strong, and makes him a pretty good way to soak those for whoever you want to avoid getting hit by them. So, 600 more flowers for you, Eliwood. Oh, is it, Nat? I'm actually not sure. If it is being rerun in October, I still think I might rather pull for her on the current Hero Fest, because I could also get legendary Byleth merges along the way. Chez over here is kind of in the same boat as Eliwood, just I don't think I'm going to end up getting her to +10 at any point in the foreseeable future, but I like Chez, and I don't have many cavalry projects, so she gets extra flowers to work with. Ashnard is being kept up to date, while I keep looking ahead towards his eventual refine. I really want to go back to using him eventually. He was so much fun to use, and I do think, well, honestly, getting 2 Robins, which was way more than I was expecting out of this summoning session, is giving me some very inventive ideas for how to use Gambit. I think Ashnard, depending on how his refine turns out, could end up being an excellent user of that skill. He doesn't have slaying, so you can give him ether and get the full values of the skill. And 50% DR and true damage for Ashnard sounds like it could get filthy. Again, all depends on what he gets for his refine, but if he gets something good, I would definitely go ahead with that. Altina's getting flowers because, quite frankly, a maxed out Altina post-remix is ridiculously strong. She has carried me so hard in basically every Aster season since her remix. And yeah, I do not mind keeping her topped up. And Brave Dimitri, of course. Yes, Umbreon Gambit is limited, but it is only limited to sword, lance, and axe users. There is no movement type limit on it, if I remember correctly. Here, we can go and check that. Here, let me just go and double check so I'm not lying to everybody. But I'm pretty sure that Gambit 4 is only limited, yeah. Yeah, it is only limited to sword, lance, and axe users. movement type is not part of it, so you can use this with armors, you can use this with flyers, you can use this with cavalry. And that makes it a really, really interesting skill for me. And again, makes me really glad that I got 2 Robins here, because having 2 of those available is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, back to weapon type. Yes, Brave Dimitri is getting flowers for obvious reasons. He is a phenomenal carry, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Legendary Dimitri has fallen off a little bit this year, which is a little unfortunate, has been a bit unfortunate to see, but he should be getting a remix in the next few months, and I am really, really looking forward to seeing what he gets. Erica should be getting her refine next month, and is one of my very few high merge cavalry projects. Looking forward to seeing what she gets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Already gave her a floret too, so she's just prepped and ready to go. Tsubasa is another one of those passion projects. I've actually picked up 2 formas of Tsubasa over the 2 times she's been in there. And she should be getting a refined pretty soon too. I don't think she's getting it this month because it should be the CYL 5 roster, but I think she might be up for one the month after that. It's getting very close, at the very least. Ches is getting dragonflowers too. I did end up committing a Ganglot Inherit to her, and she turned out really well, honestly, with reflexes and physical null follow. I've been really happy with her, and it does feel awkward to replace a recent perf with an arcane weapon, but I do think that Arcane Downfall is just a better weapon for her overall. Fjorm is also getting her flowers. I think she has been getting a lot more competition and been a lot more threatened by ranged opponents lately. But I do think she's still a very, very strong far save option just because of having Nulsi Disrupt for far saves. You do have to be careful. There are a lot of things that can potentially punch through her at this point, but with the right support she can still do a lot of work, especially into cav lines. And of course, we've got the relatively recently +10 Winter Black Knight. I actually got super lucky on this guy because I ended up getting, I think, 4 merges of him on the way to the Spark on the double special hero rerun that they had for him, and yeah, it shocked me because I hadn't gotten that lucky on a banner in a very long time. But I was really happy about it because he was a merge project, and yeah, I now have him up to max. Also, Legendary Edelgard. We are getting all of the Edelgards. I don't know if I would call this a hot sexy fairy game, Maggie. I think that this game has a lot of variety in terms of the characters involved in it. And Brave Adel, of course. And Hell. Hell is very interesting for me to max out again, because she should be getting a remix, I think, next month, potentially. I don't think we're going to be getting 2 units in next month's remix. I think it's going to be either Hell or Mirabilis, not both. If Hell gets a remix, I'm going to have a lot of fun with her. She's one of those units that I've had a lot of fun using directly instead of just limiting her to a defense team for a very long time. And I think a remix has the potential to just throw her into an absurdly overpowered territory. And the +10 Leguarn, getting maxed out again. I ended up putting Leguarn on my anima defense team a long while back now, and she has just done so much work. People underestimate her a lot, and it's something that I really do appreciate about including units that people don't normally see on defenses, is that people slip up because they don't know what to expect out of them because they don't see them as often. Florina is one of those units that I'm keeping maxed out on dragonflowers, not because of most of the stats, but I keep her topped up on these flowers specifically for her hit points. Which might seem a little strange, since her weapon does want you to keep her below 60%. But if you do actually just push her health to the highest possible limit you can get, it's very easy for her to get into that range with a single reciprocal aid, with some help from Winter Bernadetta, if you have her. And yeah, being able to enable her weapon with a single action instead of 2 or 3 lets you pull off some very silly mobility shenanigans in AR. Claude's another very fun one to max out for me. I was looking through my roster and trying to figure out who the best users of Flared Sparrow would be, and I think Claude is probably the #1 pick for me out of all of the units I have in my barracks. He's got one of the safest engages that you can get. He should be getting a remix next year as well, and I think that Flared Sparrow would work really, really well with that remix. Honestly, just the idea of throwing gravity and the line of fire down on enemy teams at the same time it sounds like it would be just ridiculously broken for hit and run options. And Legendary Shez. Speaking of hit and run options, I was using Shez during last week's Astra season, and I had a lot of fun with it. She and Yuri turned into a very, very high mobility squad, and well, let's just say that an infantry or a physical null follow-up Shez doesn't really meet a wall that she can't break. She does a lot of damage. It's very, very fun to see her in action. And I should have that video posted at some point next week. So, something to think of something to look forward to on the channel. Alright, +5 flowers for you, Gullveig. And for Celica. Celica is a fun one to see here too, because when we first got the trailer, I was convinced I was going to be giving Celica Flared Sparrow and inheriting it onto Ophelia and duplicating it. And then they told us you can only use this with cavalry and flyer ranged units. So, sad times. Can't use it for Celica. I am considering giving her Flare at some point, but I don't really think it's the best fit for her. She's got a decent amount of res, but 60% of 37 is still not that much. And I think I'd rather just keep Ruptured Sky and use the lower cooldown special for consistency. Gatekeeper, on the other hand, depending on what this guy gets for his refine, I am going to be giving him Flare in a few weeks. But I am going to wait to see what his refine is before I do that. I don't think a maxed out Gatekeeper is something that people see very often, but I do like keeping my Gatekeeper maxed out. He was one of my favorite NPCs in Three Houses, and seeing him make it into this game was it was such a treat. It was really, really great. Alright, Corrin, because Corrin's the coolest, as Elise loves to remind us. I do use her a lot too. She's on my anima defense for one, and she tends to make clearing out a lot of the abyssal maps really easy. Azura's another one of those cavalry projects that I'm investing flowers into, mostly because I like her as a character. And a lot like Eliwood, she does end up being a very good option to run Pulse Ties. And if you're using Pulse Ties on Azura, every point of health matters, which is why my Azura is plus HP. Guinevere. So Guinevere is one of those legendaries that I think a lot of people slept on when she was released. and she has been very, very strong for me as an AR carry when she's in season. And this Chaos week, oh, actually, let me just show that while I'm talking about Gwyn here. So this Chaos season, I put together a kind of silly team. I got Noah as a pity breaker from the Hero Fest, and was really happy to see him since I also ended up getting a Citrine from the Brodia banner. So with Noah and Citrine, if you support these two, you can donate a lot of really, really strong effects to an entire team's worth of carries with neutralize bonuses and dodge, speed-based dodge, and infantry null follow-up. He offers all of those effects to both Guinevere and Idun here as the near save backup, while Citrine is also getting targeted by Eliwood for bonus doubler, Kanto, and null panic. And then, of course, the double tactics from Noah means that Citrine is giving everybody nearby a full spectrum of +6 to stats, even if Eliwood wasn't involved, which kind of means the defense tactic here is irrelevant, but it's just there because it can be. And Gwyn herself is just, yeah. When she's got access to speed-based dodge, and the first hit DR from Null C, and the flat damage reduction from her weapon, she's basically a Brave Dimitri for ranged units, who has Null C Disrupt, so you can't just mess with her with something like the, what was it, Valentine's Elise? Or Spring Elise? The duo version. And yeah, it's very hard to actually do damage to her. She's very, very, very strong once she gets to this level. And I will be giving her Flare in just another few minutes, after I finish giving people dragonflowers. We're not done yet. I'm getting sidetracked. Bramman honestly just had such an incredible remix. They are a legitimate menace on my defenses now, and I love to see it. It's great to see them actually just deleting tanks again. Brave Byleth, who is almost maxed out. I've gotten her up to +9. I do still have the free pull from last year, but I'm waiting because I'm planning to either get Byleth or Tiki depending on who doesn't make it to +10 first. We've got Saros. I'm looking forward to seeing what Saros gets for a remix. I've enjoyed having her at +10, but she hasn't aged very well as a defense mythic, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she gets eventually, whenever she gets remixed. Got Idun as well. I was really glad. Honestly, I love Idun's art and style for her Ascendant version. I think it's a really well done thing. And hey, we've got a very rarely spotted +10 Niffle over here too as another one of the Cav investments. Niffle's one of those ones that I was just interested in merging up over time, and ended up getting a lot of her all at once. I'm trying to remember where it was. I think she was a focus unit somewhere, and I just ended up getting like 8 of her. So it's like, you know what? Merge project. Naga is also one of those units that I'm keeping up to date. She isn't really the best combat unit in the game, but the extra stats do help her to land sabotage checks when I need her to on an offense team. And I like Naga, honestly. She's cool. Tiki as well. Looking forward to seeing her refine next year. It hurts to say that, but I think out of all of them, she needs it the most. And of course, the soon-to-be remixed legendary Corrin. And the freshly released Brave variation. And I think I have one more right at the bottom here. Yep. Oh, no, sorry. Still have a few more. Leith, who is a very long-term project, who has just slowly gotten merges over time. I still need to give her the updated version of her Refine. Ashe, who is honestly a really strong unit on the right teams as a carry. I really enjoy using her as a Gale Force unit. Together with Valoria and Fallen Edelgard, they're a great 1-2-3 punch of Gale Forces. For Mortis, who is almost fully merged now. I'm looking forward to the next banner he's on because he's going to be sharing with Guinevere again. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I missed that, Umbreon. Are you talking about Flare? Let me see, because I think it's based on units res. That's what I thought, but I might have misread it. Oh, it is 60% of foes res. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's such... Okay, so it's basically better Luna, or slightly weaker Luna. I was really thinking this was Iceberg, not Luna. Thanks for mentioning that, Umbreon, because I had completely misread the skill. That honestly opens up so many more options, too, for who can use that skill. I thought it was going to be mostly for people with high res, but it being better Luna instead is... Oh, wow. That's so good. This one's another one that I'm curious to see what they do when it comes time for her Refine. She's not getting one for a while. I think she's from book 5, so we've still got another year and a half at least to go before she's even on the horizon. Alright. Dragonflower dump successful, and I have 4,300 cavalry flowers left over. I think it might be obvious which of these dragonflower types I use the least, but that's okay. I'm sure I will find more cavalry merge projects over time. So, next up, we are going over to Inherit Skill. Oh, hold on, let me switch over here to make it a little bit easier. So, Inherit Skill, we are looking at Guinevere first. Oh, well, actually not Guinevere first. I need to give a Soren over to you, Ophelia. And into the green mage as we go. Soren, time to teach many, many people in the barracks flare. Oh shoot, I need noontime first. Fine. Where is noontime? Let's go with Soul, and we can just get daylight at the same time. Yeah, armor flowers, armor, flyer, and infantry flowers are all really tight for me. I actually was surprised by just how many units I was able to max out at once coming into the CYL. Pleasantly so. It feels good to max out most of the characters that I use regularly already. But I am looking forward to hopefully getting everybody else maxed over the next few months. Alright, where is Flare and company? In time Flare, Magic Null Follow, and Times Pulse 4. Let's get duplicating. I guess I should probably pull a couple of Ophelias out of my bank as well. Ophelia is one of those that I haven't really used very much of. I think my current Ophelia is +1. And basically all of the Ophelias I've used so far have been for, well, I think the only Ophelia I've used so far has been to give Kronya Special Spiral 4. Let me see. All the way down to... Oh, hold on, let me get Guinevere in here and make sure that we have everything we need to inherit for her. So I'm planning to give Gwyn Spiral 4, Magic Null Follow, Flare, and I think it was Mirror Impact, just as a 4th skill to sort of chuck at her, since she already has Air Unity. Although I did get that Marianne, I could duplicate Attack Speed Unity instead. Speed Res Unity would be one of the ones that I would really love to give her, but that doesn't exist, so it's either Attack Speed or Attack Res. Ooh, duplicating Attack Speed would be very neat, actually. Huh. Oh shoot, now I've got a dilemma. I would like to give Gwyn Attack Speed Unity. Okay, fine. We'll do the thing. Where is Ophelia? You're going to be getting Attack Speed Unity from one of these Brave Mariannes. And I can check which one it is that I'm going to keep at the same time. Wait, I went right past them. And there. Oh, I guess this is going to be the one I keep. Minus stuff is definitely going to be better than minus res. Although it does hurt to lose out on a max SP Marianne. And a blessing, and I'd have to level her up. You know what, whatever. We'll keep the old one. It's fine. Alright. One more Marianne foddered. My barracks is a bit of a Marianne graveyard, I won't lie. Okay, so I need Attack Speed Bond. Where is that? That's further down here. I'm sorry, Umbreon, another Marianne gone. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to unlock a Kent for that. Okay. We also need Spiral 4, which I think I'm going to be getting from Lewin. Let's see, Green Mages, Lewin. Yeah, I do have several of you. He's shown up a few times as a 4-star special. Sure, we'll take Swift Sparrow 1, why not? Okay, and I think I need null follow-up for you too, don't I? Yes, I do need null follow-up. Who do I have a lot of null follow-up fodder if I remember correctly. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a lot of null follow-up fodder. Although, kind of wonder if I should... Oh no, here. This is a nice and easy one. Here, grab Dragonfang too. Okay, and I need to get a Kent, I believe, and also Noontime. Here. One of 33 Ogma manuals. Jeez. I haven't turned manuals into feathers for a while, partly because I just have a lot of feathers already, and partly because I'm curious to see how many of these I can end up stacking up. Okay, so just need to unlock a Kent. Let me unlock 2 of them, just in case I end up wanting to give Brem and Attack Speed Unity as well. Okay. And let's go ahead and get that from Kent. And now we can get Ophelia in there. There she is, looking through all of the red mages. I would have really liked to give her attack res or attack speed finish from Ophelia, but we don't have stepstone fodder for those skills yet. I think we got attack speed as a seasonal exclusive on a 4-star, but we don't have one in the Grail pool or the general 4-star pool, which is very, very annoying. I'm looking forward to getting those eventually, but it's going to be a while. Let's see, we've got Flare, Spiral, both of those, and that. That's the sort of thing that I really love to do with rearmed units, is just set up one of those quadruple premium skill inherits. I've done it a few times now with Ganglot, so it's nice to finally start using that in a similar way with my Ophelia bank. Alright, next up is Bramamond, who I think is going to need quite a few of the same things. I don't think I have Null Follow or Spiral on you. Nope, and you're going to need Noontime. Oh, shoot, I have Daylight, but not Noontime. Okay, they need Noontime, Spiral, Null Follow-up, and either Attack Speed or Attack Res Unity. What do I go for? I think I'm going to go for Res. Ah, that's hard, actually. You know, I might actually go for attack speed instead. I think speed stacking Bramamond is very, very scary. Yeah, I think we're going for attack speed unity here. It's also the rarer skill. We've gotten a lot of AR unity over time, and I think I still have some available if I really want to give it to them. So, where is Kent? Here. Get the manuals up front again. Alright. Then we also need a noontime somewhere in here. Who had noontime again? Oh, wait, no, I know. We've got Shigure, who's going to be the random pick of noontime fodder here. There he is. Literally just for noontime, sorry. Okay, and we need Spiral and Null Follow-up. Null Follow-up I'm just going to search for. Spiral is easy. That one is just going to be another one of... Wait, further down. Keep jumping past the area I'm trying to get to. There you are. Spiral. Give Spiral, please. And Null Follow. I'm tempted to use Priam for this. Maybe I should get Attack Def Ideal. You know what? Here, let's go for that. I can give you AD Ideal at the same time. That I'm pretty sure we have Stepstone fodder for. Let's see. Oh, are you kidding me? It's locked to 5 stars for... of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, no. Growth. Unlock potential. And... let's see. Sword Infantry. Shoot, who was I looking for again? Scathach. Sorry. He was a very forgettable unit on release, just a 4-star with not really anything interesting to his name. Astra Bramamond, let's go. I think the remote skills could be really good on Bram. They'd stack up. I say they'd stack up well. They'd make his personal, or sorry, I keep doing that. They make the personal DR from their weapon a lot more reliable, since you can't always guarantee getting 50%. Not everything they attack into will have 50 res or 50 defense. So it'd make it a lot more reliable. Sadly, I don't really have remote fodder available. I think the only remote sparrow I have is from the Duo Shamir, and the only remote mirror I have is from the Duo Mark. And I only have one of each, and they are very good as support units, so not really planning on using them as fodder just yet. I don't know if I'd call that a waste, Luigi. Seliph got a pretty incredible remix. And if he's a character you like, then yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Alright, back down to... Oh, that's right, I have to merge Ophelia before I can do this again. Ophelia, where are you? Hold on, where is she? Wait a minute. Ophelia, where did you go? There you are. Okay. Now let me make it easier to merge you. Hold on, did I not? Oh, you know what I bet I did? I bet I moved one of these Ophelias to or both of the Ophelias, rather, to a different box. That I did. Ah, silly. I should pay attention to where they're going, shouldn't I? Alright, now we merge Ophelia. Oh wow. Did you merge all of the Ophelias without using... I'm sure you did, but did you use the fodder for Ophelia first in each merge, or... I hope so. That's most of the point of it. Okay, why is it doing this? I thought they fixed this so you didn't need to... Oh, I'm still on merge. Durr. That would explain a lot. Okay, here we go. So, let's get... Gwyn already has these skills. I'm trying to give these to Bramond. Let's give these to Bram. They are getting Flare. They are getting Attack Speed Unity, Special Spiral 4, and Magic Null Follow. That's just such a satisfying set of skills to inherit. Really is. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, I'm really happy with today, honestly. Oh, you know what? There is one more thing I need to do tonight before we call it a stream, and that is merging up some of our freshly obtained units. So, Corrin, you are going to be +2. Oh, ouch. I am sorry to hear that, Luigi. Excellent. And Gullveig, you are going to be +4. Alright, very good. Honestly, +4 already on Gullveig is great. I was not expecting to get to +4 on either of them here. It's very nice, honestly, and looking forward to getting her up to +10 eventually. Same with Corrin. It's probably not going to be something I aim for until the Hero Fest next year, but I'm hoping I see them pop up here and there over time until then. Fingers crossed, would be nice. Yeah, good stuff. So, I think that's about all we're going to do tonight. Nearly 2 hours. But yeah, it was good stuff. Honestly, that was a fantastic summoning session overall. Got some really good pity breaks, and a lot of focus units too along the way. Got to dump all of those dragonflowers into a lot of my favorites, and currently highly used units. Mostly favorites. I try to, like, with dragonflowers and florets, I try to mostly target favorites with those, instead of just throwing them everywhere. Because if you do, you run out very quickly, and keeping your favorites topped up over time it's satisfying. It really is. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in here. I hope it's been enjoyable for all of you. And yeah, good luck with your own summons. I hope that your summons are as lucky or more lucky than what I ended up getting here. If you're not summoning on this, I hope you have good luck with whichever banners you do plan on pulling on. And good luck with your matches in AR or in Summoner Duels or any of the other modes you're focusing on. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I will have another AR video posted tomorrow, and that is going to be from the light season before last week. The Astra season of last week will have a video next week, and that one I'm hoping to have narrated, and it should be a pretty entertaining one. That one's going to be the Shez and Yuri hit and run squad. And there was a really fun match at the end of that week that I think should be a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, good luck with Robin, Umbreon. I hope you get him. Alright, yeah, that will be all for tonight, though. And oh, almost all. I forgot to mention, as usual, there will be streaming going on this weekend. Friday and Saturday will be Pokemon Colosseum, and Sunday is going to be back to Zelda. So, if you've been having fun watching those or are interested, feel free to tune in. They are already scheduled on the channel, so you should be able to see them coming up. And that is all for today. So thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been great to have you. Good luck with your summons, matches, and whatever games you're playing, and I will see you all next time.